Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Let's get started. First up, the markets this half-hour saw a recovery. Yes, but the Wall Street still closed with a negative buy. So the Nifty, for instance, gave up the 11,000 mark, and Sensex ended absolutely flat. Now, Nifty Bank saw a 0.3% shave off. Courtesy a 4% fall in Kotak Mahindra Bank at the back of its earnings. The Midcaps continued to underperform and lost 130 points to end 0.75% in the red. Anuj Singhal is standing by as always for a detailed analysis of today's trading action. Hi, Anuj. You know, the pressure seems to continue on the bulls, but how long will this consolidation continue?
Well, another day of dichotomy in the market. The Sensex ending in the green, the Nifty and the Bank Nifty holding the lows of the range, but mid-caps seeing quite a bit of fall. Though in select mid-caps, there was last hour rally today. Earnings reaction continue to be extreme. That, of course, is the other key point. Kotak, for example, was your chief drag on the index today, along with Larsen & Toubro, HDFC. Hindalco and Tata Steel have been weak and Hero MotoCorp was down. Pharma as a sector has been showing weakness once again, so DRL, Lupin, Cipla were all down. On the gaining side, you had Titan, which was your top gainer, but the big support came from ITC and Reliance. Bharti Airtel, Yes Bank also rallied, and Bajaj Finance had a sharp intraday rally after the numbers. Stocks of the day, Mindtree was down quite a bit, down about 9%. Intraday was down 12%. Ashok Leyland, again volatile, and GNXLs. Other losers included names like Jain Irrigation, Shrey Infra, and Shriram Transport. While on the gaining side, you had Adani Power, Adani Enterprises, and PVR. All in all, once again, the dichotomy prevails, the mid-caps weakening. Let's see if that trend continues.
Okay, Anush, thanks for joining in with that. Dichotomy clearly continuing in the equity markets, but in the currency market, the rupee is having a hard day. It opened 8 peso at 68.70 to the dollar, and following a surge in dollar demand from importers, has slipped another 40 paise to cross the $69 mark. Now, dollar strength versus a basket of major currencies has also not helped the rupee's case, and that's the reason why we are seeing that constant weakening of the rupee. But here's the big deal story back home. We learned from sources that aluminium giant Hindalco is in final stages to acquire US-based Alerus International for $2.5 billion. The company is currently in the process of raising debt for the deal, something which seems to have irked investors, as stock took beating in today's trade, tumbling more than 7% intraday. Nisha Podar, who broke the story, is here with the details. Nisha, take us through the contours of this proposed deal.
After months of deliberations and a long due diligence process, we do gather from sources with direct knowledge that Hindalco has firmed up plans and putting final touches on the final announcement of the acquisition of Alerus International, the US-based company, for a whopping $2.5 billion. Just last week is what I gather. Both the parties agreed on all the terms of this particular transaction, and I do gather that Hindalco and its Canadian firm Novelis are looking at tying up funds for making this acquisition. There could be debt on a non-recourse basis for Hindalco on the books of Novelis, but what Hindalco is also toying with is probably an equity fundraising option of listing its ADR, though that is not firmed up at the moment. All options are in front of them is what we gather. It's going to be a strategic fit for Novelis, which is a Canadian-based firm, because of Alerus International's automotive segment presence and also its presence in the lucrative North American market. So that's an attraction bid. The stock really fell down on our news report based on two important aspects. First, the debt levels of Hindalco will rise comparatively. It's 40,000 crore rupees of net debt on a consolidated basis only. And on the other hand, it could be a expensive proposition with $200 million of EBITDA on Alerus International. It is 10 times in terms of valuation. So that could be a bit of a concern.
Okay, Nisha, thanks for joining in with that. And here's another exclusive. The GST Council will be meeting this Saturday, and we learned that it will most likely approve a new return filing mechanism. Now, the 3 return filing mechanisms will be on a monthly, quarterly, and an annual basis. Let's understand this further. Timothy Japuria is here with the exact details. Timothy, what are you picking up from your sources as to what will be finalized this Saturday?
Well, what we learned from sources is that the GST Council is all set to approve the new return filing mechanism. Doing away with the current 3-stage return filing process, the Council will deliberate on the proposal to have a single return form. Sources tell CNBC TV 18 also that in the new process, GST return filing will be split in 3 periods: monthly, quarterly, and annually. all taxpayers will have to file monthly returns except the composition and nil taxpayers. On the other hand, some relief will be given to small taxpayers with turnover less than 1.5 crores in the last financial year, as they will have an option to either file their returns monthly or quarterly. However, the small taxpayers who would opt to file returns quarterly will have to pay taxes on monthly basis. The council is also likely to approve changes for nil taxpayers, or to put it simpler, the taxpayers who have no output tax liability. These nil taxpayers will be allowed to file a quarterly return with a condition. The condition being that they will have to register their nil returns through a SMS for the first 2 months of every quarter. So let's see what finally goes through when the council meets on July 21st.
Okay, so return filing is one aspect of it, but Timsy, you're also picking up other exclusive details about the agenda of that meeting, and you're understanding that the council may approve the creation of a GST appellate tribunal in this meeting this Saturday itself. What more can you tell us?
Well, sources tell CNBC TV18 that the GST Council, which is slated to meet this Saturday, is likely to approve the proposal to create a GST appellate tribunal. This tribunal is likely to have a national bench in Delhi, 3 regional benches in Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata, and state or area benches. Post the council approval, the government will initiate the process of creation and appointment of chairman and members of the appellate tribunal. Remember, this has been a long pending demand of the industry, and the tribunal will provide a platform for the second level of appeal, where appeals can be filed against the orders in appeal passed by the appellate authorities, or orders in revision passed by the revisional authorities, by any person aggrieved by such an order in appeal or order in revision. Let's see what finally transpires in the council meet.
Okay, so we will have all the details on Saturday, and of course Timsy is going to be tracking that story. Thanks, Timsy, for taking us through both those important stories. Now, moving on to an exclusive interview. The process to appoint a successor to HDFC Bank Managing Director Aditya Puri will be initiated by October this year. That's the word coming in from HDFC Chairman Deepak Parekh. In an interaction with CNBC TV18's Ritu Singh, the veteran banker added that the bank would prefer that Aditya Puri's successor gets to work with him for around a year. He also talked about the market capitalization picture and emphasized that valuation is something that investors do. The management's job is to work diligently.
Could you give us a vision for the bank? You're also, in your recent shareholder report also you mentioned various things, including succession planning to the smooth running of the bank. If you could touch upon those points, sir.
No, I think market cap comes over a period of time. It can't come all of a sudden. You have to have consistency, and consistency in number of things, not only in performance, but what you promise investors, what you promise analysts, or what you mention to analysts. And we have in HDFC, we have 4 or 5 people meeting analysts, and most analysts and most investors talk to them separately to see whether are we talking same language, or there is some discrepancy between what we say. And so it takes time. People have to get confidence in the management, and like I'm sure investors in HDFC Asset Management will start meeting Prashant, Milind and his team to get confidence of them. Now it's unlisted. So like that in the insurance, if you see in life insurance now, many investors and analysts are meeting the insurance companies, executives, and slowly they're getting confidence that the team is good, the business opportunities are there because of lack of penetration levels. Market cap is not our doing. Market cap is what investors do. We have to do our job. We have to work diligently. We have to work hard. We should have ethical standards, and then let the investors decide whether they like us, they don't like us.
But sir, the succession planning, that is something you did not touch upon.
Succession planning, let me start with me. I'm getting old, so we have to have some succession planning. Someone has to replace me. And so there is all the 4 companies. We've got remuneration and nomination committees. We've discussed about succession planning. Now it comes as a regular item, because some of us are getting on in age. Everyone has done remarkably well, but our team has done remarkably well.
But the bank specifically is where...
bank, we still have 2 years. We have a little more than 2 years.
We have
mentioned in the bank, we have mentioned that exactly 2 years before the date, which is October 18, we will form a committee and we will do a process, because we want the new person to work with Mr. Puri side by side for 1 year, 9 months to 1 year. So we have enough time for that, but it is engaging our mind.
Okay, let's dive a bit further into this. Parikshit Luthra is joining in now. Parikshit, neither side is leaving any stone unturned to emerge victorious on the floor of the House. Give us a snapshot of all the action that took place inside the Parliament on the second of the monsoon session.
Home Minister Rajnath Singh today condemned mob lynchings that have taken place in the country over the last few months, saying this is the result of fake news circulating on social media, and the Home Ministry has sent repeated advisories to all state governments. But at the end of the day, law and order is a state subject and is the responsibility of various state governments. The Congress staged a walkout when Rajnath Singh was speaking in Parliament. When Shiv Sena was speaking on an issue, the opposition protested against him as well over his garlanding cow vigilantes a few weeks back. That was a story that had hit headlines for all the wrong reasons. At the same time, in the Rajya Sabha, Anand Sharma raised the issue of black money stashed abroad and the amount of money held by Indians in Swiss banks. So there was this question about what was the intention behind demonetization. The real focus remains the no confidence motion brought by the TDP and the Congress party. It seems that Shiv Sena is also going to support the BJP. In fact, sources have told us that the Shiv Sena has given its support to the BJP and they will be voting against the no confidence motion. Now, parties like the TRS, parties like the Biju Janata Dal and the AIDMK, they remain undecided, non-committal, but all indications are they are not going to support the opposition. And this is where the cracks really lie. Because all these parties, be it the TRS, the AIDMK, the BJD and even the Shiv Sena, they don't want to be seen as accepting the support or giving support or accepting the leadership of the Congress or the TDP for that matter. The Congress claims and the TDP claims they have the support of at least 150 members. That seems to be a little far-fetched at the moment, but let's see how the no confidence vote pans out tomorrow. The BJP extremely confident that there is no problem and they have the support of 310 MPs in the Lok Sabha.
पिछला पूरा सत्र इन्होंने धोखे रख दिया. इस बार चाहे तो हमने इनकी मांग भी मानी है. आइए डिबेट कीजिए. डिबेट के लिए पार्लियामेंट है, इस तरह प्रोटेस्ट करने के लिए और जुमलेबाजी के लिए नहीं है. कीजिए, आके आइए और बात कीजिए, नंबर्स भी बताइएगा. और जो आप लोगों ने जो बोला है कि राहुल गांधी ने कि देश में मेरे को 15 मिनट बोलने नहीं दिया था, आज आए और 15 मिनट नहीं आधा घंटे राहुल गांधी बोले. देखते हैं देश में क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
The sudden love which he has shown for the farmer is nothing but a farce, a fraud being perpetrated on the poor, ignorant farmers of the India. The problem is there are too many key issues. I think farmer issue is of paramount importance. But at the same time, the seeds of poison, enmity, which they are spreading around, communal tensions. Now I must say, I must give credit to BJP that they are really secular in certain ways. When it comes to anybody raising voice against them, they do not differentiate between whether it was a Pehlu Khan or somebody else or a Swami Agnivesh. They will thrash anybody.
This is a platform where one is able to view, put in their views as to what is happening in the government, what's happening in the country, what the government needs to do, what are the expectations of the opposition from the government. This is the only way that one can speak out and make sure the government listens to this, the country listens to this.
कभी भी प्रधानमंत्री ने 2 करोड़ जॉब क्रिएट होंगे यह नहीं कहा था. प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा था कि हम जॉब देंगे और काफ़ी जॉब देने का काम करेंगे. प्रधानमंत्री ने नौकरी की बात नहीं की थी, प्रधानमंत्री ने जॉब की बात की थी. और केवल एक मुद्रा योजना के द्वारा हमने इस देश में लगभग 12 करोड़ लोगों को जॉब देने का काम किया है, मतलब रोजगार देने का काम किया है. तो उसको हमने किया है, कहीं उसमें हम पीछे नहीं है और कहीं हटे भी नहीं है.
So long I'm in the party, I shall not cross the Lakshman Rekha. So long in the party. As far as my tweets are concerned, and as far as I'm calling a spade, because that's my character. I call black, black, and white, white. I can't compromise with that, and regardless of the consequences. So when it comes to that, I'm there with the people. But now it comes to this, the voting, no confidence motion, I'm there with the party.
Deficient rainfall in India is adding to farmer distress in Uttar Pradesh as well as Bihar. 30 districts in UP have received just 5% of normal rainfall, while Bihar witnessed 40% deficient rainfall. Manisha Gupta is here with a quick check of the monsoon situation across the country. Manisha, the monsoon has underwhelmed as far as the situation in North India goes. How will the paucity of rain impact the sowing and harvesting of crops this season?
When you look at the overall numbers, they don't seem so bad because from 1st of June to July 18th, it's just 3% below normal of monsoon that we are looking at overall India. And if you look at the month of July, we actually are at 100% normal till time. So while most of the monsoon or rainfall has been happening at the southern, western coast and even Gujarat now, the problem areas clearly have been UP, Bihar and Chhattisgarh. This is the belt that has seen the most deficient of numbers coming in sense of rainfall. When you look at UP itself, well, it really is nearly half or more than the subdivisions which have seen a very deficient rainfall. 30 subdivisions actually have seen only 5% of the normal rainfall. And when you look at Bihar, it is 40% deficient of rainfall in that state as well. Chhattisgarh also is yet another area which has a lot of pain points coming in. The expectation is that while you might see some rainfall activity in the next week or something, but even then, the IMD feels that these states will end the month or the monsoon season with some deficiency. These states actually saw flooding last year, but this year the rain gods clearly have not been kind to them. And that's not just the one part of it. The other is that the sowing has dipped by just to about 30% or 35% of normal since last year. And the crops that are being affected really is paddy and maize, where the sowing area has gone down considerably. What we are given to understand is that the states are looking at some contingency action, but that is only from 1st of August. Next 10 to 12 days, it is also going to be about watching the season and how the crop fares. It's only after that that the state and the farmers would be taking an action on this.
Okay, Manisha, thanks for that. With that, it's time to wrap up this edition of After the Bell. Many thanks for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV 18 Markets Today Talkback. We'll take the action forward on the other side of this short break. Stay tuned.